The Michigan High School Athletic Association and Pass Sports present the Girls Volleyball Finals. Today's broadcast of the MHSAA Finals is made possible by Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. True Value Hardware, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program. And the Michigan Abstinence Partnership.
You look down across a very noisy Kalamazoo Central Maroon Giant Gymnasium. Welcome everybody to the Class C Volleyball State Championship game between the Wolverines of Burton Atherton and the Elkton-Pigeon-Bay Lakers. My name is Mark Crawford. Glad to have you with us today, and glad to be joined as well by our expert commentator for this one and well-known official around these areas in the volleyball sport, Tim Berkey. Tim, this ought to be a terrific matchup, but two clubs that have to come in here a little bit fatigued emotionally and physically from their semis.
Absolutely. What a morning of volleyball we saw this morning at Vicksburg High School, Mark. Two very great three-game matches. I think it's really going to depend on which team can keep the emotion running at that high fever pitch that we saw today.
Let's talk a little about each of these ball clubs. First of all, Burton Atherton.
Oh, what a high-powered offense they have. They have so many weapons. It's going to be very difficult for Elkton-Pigeon-Bay to stop all of them. I think the key to this match for Atherton is going to be number 6, Ashley Fouch. She had kind of an off match by her own coach's description, but for the course of the year, she has been the one that's been carrying them from the outside. She's been a dominant left side hitter. They also have number 5'7" outside hitter by the name of Christy Stevens that was very impressive this morning. So on the left side, they are very, very strong.
Other side of the net, we're going to see Elkton-Pigeon-Bay. First visit to the finals for them. What do we expect out of the Lakers?
Well, first of all, they do have to deal with that. This is their first time here. They got to fight those nerves. I've been very impressed by what I've seen this year from a big left side hitter named Betsy Drury, number 1. She hits across the net when she's in the front row. When she goes to the back row, she sets the ball for him. She probably sells popcorn for him too when she goes off the court. She just did a wonderful job for him at the Portage Northern tournament when I saw her earlier this year, and she was dominant this morning. Fabulous.
Right. Should be a great Class C state championship for you coming up. One of your network sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance. Back at Kalamazoo Central High School. Glad you're with us. The MHSAA on Pass. I'm Mark Crawford, along with Tim Berkey. Class C State Championship game. Moments away, Burton Atherton and Elkton-Pigeon-Bay. And a mention again before we get the starting lineups, Tim Berkey, that a real issue here early on is how do these two clubs handle the emotional and the physical drain of their semifinals just about 3 hours ago?
I don't know how to answer that one, Mark. The fever pitch that we saw this morning has got to be taking a toll on their bodies. I mean, they're used to playing in all-day tournaments, and now they come and play only one match in the morning. Maybe that won't be so bad for them. But emotionally, that was just such a fever pitch this morning, and it's going to be a big objective of both teams to stay at that pitch.
All right, let's toss it to our public address announcer, Joe Mitchell.
Good afternoon. The Michigan High School Athletic Association welcomes you to Kalamazoo Central High School Zunima Gymnasium for today's final match in the 1995 Class C Lower Peninsula Girls Volleyball Tournament. A recent survey revealed that the #1 reason youngsters take part in high school sports is to have fun, not to be number 1. That's why good sports are winners. And now, let's meet the lineups for today's match between the Wolverines of Burton Atherton High School and the Lakers of Elkton-Pigeon-Bay High School. For the Wolverines, the lineup includes number 1, Dew Stevens. Number 2, Susan Colley. Number 3, Lisa Riker. Number 4, Tiffany Beal. Number 5, Andrea Stevens. Number 6, Ashley Fouch. Number 7, Rochelle Roden. Number 8, Janice Petit. Number 9, Michelle Canada. Number 10, Tracy McCauley. Number 11, Jenny Canada. Number 12, Christy Stevens. Number 13, Sean Meredith. Number 14, Kelly Sotasek. And now, for the Lakers of Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. The lineup includes number 0, Sarah Krebs. Number 1, Betsy Drury. Number 2, Kristen Dahn. Number 3, Julie Esch. Number 4, Angela Weidman. Number 5, Jody Herbert. Number 6, Jennifer Murdoch. Number 7, Jolene McCain. Number 8, Casey McClellan. Number 9, Deanne Jaworski. Number 10, Crystal Cummings. Number 11, Nicole Kolar. Number 12, Michelle Bolda. And number 13, Rebecca Kolar. The head coach of the Wolverines is Tim Bearden. The head coach of the Lakers is Sue Fredrickson.
All right, Burton Atherton's Wolverines and the Lakers of Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport are moments away. Class C state championship final. Very quickly, let's fill folks in, Tim, on the basic rules. And really, basically, it's just like the game folks play in their backyard or play at the family reunion. Best of 3 games, first to 15 wins a game. You only score on your own serve, and players do rotate, just as we do in the backyard. Now, there are lots of intricacies beyond that, and we'll develop those a bit more as we move through the broadcast.
Yeah, I don't think anybody in my backyard has ever hit at the pace that these girls are going to hit this afternoon.
That's right. And maybe the similarity ends there then, huh? Atherton on the left, Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport on the right. Both clubs in the black uniforms. Burton Atherton, 2-time state champs. They've won this Class C final in 1983 and 1993. Have been here as runners-up 2 other years. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport, first time here. There you see Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport's record. Folks who don't know where they are, they're up in the thumb.
They travel a long way. I talked with one of their assistant coaches earlier when they were here at the Portage Northern Tournament, and I asked about what kind of development they have up there, and they said really there's not a whole lot of competition. That's why they came all the way to Portage to see the good teams in that tournament. It's very difficult for them to find competition, which will force them to increase their abilities and their skill level throughout the year.
Yeah, if they want to play at this level and win a state championship, no choice but to do that.
Looks like it worked for them.
Final warm-ups. Burton Atherton, Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport, 1 state championship has been settled. The D title belongs to St. Philip. The Fighting Tigers defeat Maple City Glen Lake 15-9, 15-1. 4 straight Class D crowns for St. Phil. Their 8th title overall. Service belongs to Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. The Lakers will serve as we get things underway.
There's our girl right there. Start the match. Ashley Fouch.
Didn't take long for Ashley Fouch to demonstrate why she was the player you keyed on in pregame. The kill, side out, and at 0-0, Burton Atherton now their first opportunity with service. Good strong serve by Colley, and 1-0 Burton Atherton.
And look who's there to roof the ball. Miss Fouch again. It's going to be real interesting to see if Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport starts keying on her. That's going to open up a big middle for Tracy McCauley, who's got a huge right arm, just a hammer.
Good recovery by Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport to keep it alive. There was McCauley, who Tim mentioned. Fouch, and it's 2-0 Atherton.
Well, we've had 3 plays so far, Mark. She has 2 kills and a block solo.
Well, they have 3 huge weapons up there. Fouch, Stevens, and McCauley can all really pound the ball. Susan Colley serving for Burton Atherton. 2-0 the Wolverines. And side out service back to Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Emotionally, I would assume important for both of these clubs not to get off to a start where they fall too far behind. They spent so much energy in the semifinals. Both of them had 3-game semis.
Looks like both teams are pretty calm. They're both running good offenses. Another kill for Ashley Fouch. I don't see a whole lot of nerves out there personally, Mark.
Service back to Burton Atherton. Tiffany Beal.
Now that was the one rotation where you're going to see Tiffany Beal in the front row. Normally they run a back row setter and then the setters come out when they hit the front row. But to start the game, Coach Beardman likes to have Tiffany Beal start in the right front position and doesn't waste a substitution that way. Boom! Betsy Drury.
Betsy Drury, the outside hitter for Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Hits it cross court, service back to the Lakers. 2-0 Burton Atherton out front. Class C state championship game from Kalamazoo Central. Glad you're with us here on Pass.
It's like a big prize fight right now, Mark. They're just kind of feeling each other out. Nobody's running anything fancy. They're just trying to put the ball up into a position the setter can get her hands on it. Nobody's run anything real quick or any backslides or anything. Nice high middle ball there.
Who else? Ashley Fouch, their most consistent player all year long. And service back to Burton Atherton, up 2-0. And Fouch will serve.
Coach Tim Bearden sure makes himself look like a genius when he tells us that's the player to key on.
Well, let's be honest. You and I were looking at Tracy McCauley and Christy Stevens, who had terrific semifinals.
They were outstanding this morning. But that's the thing. When we only see this team once during the course of a year, we can make that mistake. Great play by McCauley.
It's in. Side out Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Service belongs to the Lakers, and Betsy Drury now will serve.
Now watch this. Betsy Drury goes up into the air. She feels both blockers. As soon as she sees the second blocker come up, she tips it right over her. Right on, not even inside the sideline by a foot. That's just a real heads-up play. She knew both the blockers were there, and she was going to challenge that back row player to come up and make a dig.
Drury, an outstanding player on service here, just a junior. Christy Stevens. Boy, was she a banger in the semifinals. Just pounded the ball and has great rotation with that arm.
She has a very pure arm swing. I just love to watch her hit. Reminds me just a little bit of Jennifer Magelson from Portage Northern. Sails through the air and just hits everything hard.
Atherton on service gets the ace, 3-0. The Wolverines out front of Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Game 1 of the Class C state championship. Boy, nice crowd on hand here at Zudema Gymnasium. Up at the net, Angela Weidman. And Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport has service back.
What a pretty set.
The set by Tiffany Beal, a hit by Christy Stevens, and Burton Atherton has service back again.
Just a pretty set, opened up a big hole out there, allowed Christy Stevens to hit one-on-one against the block. And let me tell you something, you know and I know that Christy Stevens going one-on-one, she's going to win that match most of the time.
Michelle Canada checks in now for Atherton and will serve. And Burton Atherton stretches the lead to 4-0. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport's road to the finals here this weekend took out Bronson in the quarters, 15-9, 15-12. Beat St. Louis, 9-15, 15-5, 15-11. Burton Atherton beat Whitmore Prescott, 15-7, 15-10. And their semi against Montague, 20-22, 15-5, 15-7.
That first game against Montague took 48 minutes. Some matches don't even take that long.
Well, both of these clubs in the semifinals were down 1-0. Came back and won. Lakers are serving. They trail 4-0.
Painted the corner with it. Point for Bayport.
4-1. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport is on the board.
See, a nice second option. That's about the first fancy thing we've seen there the whole day. They ran a, what we call a tandem or an X. Second person coming through got it. Center line violation. Side out.
Service back to Burton Atherton. Christy Stevens, the 5'7" junior outside hitter, will serve 4-1. Good service, hit that open spot in the middle of the floor. 5-1 following the ace.
I really don't feel like Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport is playing that poorly right now. I think they're playing pretty close to their game. I just think Burton Atherton has made almost no mistakes. They're serving well, they're passing well, and they are very aggressive attacking. And what a smart hit by Ashley Fouch. She saw the ball was set just too low for her to do anything with it. She takes a rip at that. She's going to tape it. She's going to put it right into the middle of the net. She takes a little bit off and just knocks it over the block.
All right, timeout. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport 6-1 is our score. Burton Atherton. Coming up Saturday on Pass, we'll have live coverage of the 1995 MHSAA Boys Basketball Finals from the Breslin Center in East Lansing. We'll start with the Class DC doubleheader at 10 a.m., followed by the Class A Championship at 4 p.m., and the primetime battle for the Class B Championship that evening at 7:30 p.m. The finals will be shown on Pass Basic on participating cable systems. Fans interested in purchasing tickets for the semifinals or finals can call the Breslin Center ticket office at 517-432-5000. You see our score. Burton Atherton's Wolverines up 6-1 and on service.
And for those of you not keeping score at home, Ashley Fouch already has 5 kills and 1 block.
Good smart play. The Lakers regain service down 6-1.
Smart play by Kristen Dahm, I believe it was, on the right side. Again, saw she couldn't do a whole lot to work with the ball. Just put it to the open spot on the floor.
Michelle Bolda checks in and will serve for the Lakers. Boom.
Kill number 6.
Well, the coach was right. Very quickly, as we see another substitution, this time for Burton Atherton. Tim, you want to explain substitutions to folks at home? You're allowed a certain number in each match.
Every player is allowed to come into the game 3 times, and they must come into the same position that they came into first, obviously. A game that goes with a lot of rotations all the way around is not going to benefit a team that substitutes a lot, like Burton Atherton. Another kill by Drury down the left side. That's why it's important they don't get into a battle a side out, so they're going to use up all their subs, and then their short setters are going to be forced to play right front all the way across, as opposed to coming out when they hit the front row.
Still 6-1 Burton Atherton. Lakers on service. Julie Esch. Point Lakers 6-2.
Sarah Krebs and Betsy Drury teaming up for a huge wall right there in the middle. Nice form on that too. They didn't reach over the net. They just put their hands up and put a big piece of plywood up there.
Another big hit by Fouch.
Oh boy, the ball keeps coming back though.
Officials say it's wide. 6-3 is your score. Everybody had to wait a moment for that one.
We'll get a good look at this right down the sideline here. Ball is cranked. She just cut it a little bit. Great call by the line judge. You can see it tailing on the way out of bounds.
6-3 Burton Atherton, but the Lakers are on serve. Tell you, both these teams pass very well.
And I just love to watch them both because they're both so aggressive. They just swing and swing and swing. Oh, what a great point. Here comes Drury. Oh, she had to down ball it. No down ball there. That's kill number 7 for Ashley Fouch.
That one finds its way up where we're sitting in the cheap seats. 6-3, Burton Atherton out front, and the Wolverines have regained service. You see substitutions into the ball game. Debbie Stevens back into the ball game, the setter Tiffany Beal, and Beal will serve. Tiffany Beal was a part of the 1993 state championship team at Burton Atherton, looking for her second title. Her club up 6-3. Boom.
Miss Drury comes right back the other way. That is kill number 6. Correction, kill number 5 for Betsy Drury. So the two players we featured in the opening are both having the kind of games we predicted for them.
Well, they sure are. Score still 6-3 Burton Atherton. Service now belongs to the Lakers. Jody Herbert, the junior for Elkton-Pigeon-Bay. We haven't seen a service error in this game yet, have we?
I don't recall one. It's been a well-played match so far. Boom.
Well, Drury again.
That was almost a mistake. Two kids dug the ball at the same time, and it just happened to go right into Drury's hands, and she said, I'm out of here.
Elkton-Pigeon-Bay coming back. 6-4 is your score, and the Lakers within 2 serving. Ashley Fouch had to kind of jump back to get to the ball. Couldn't get it up over the net.
You notice Michelle Bolden, number 12, couldn't jump up in the air because she was a back row player, but she still was able to put enough on the ball to cause some confusion for the Burton Atherton team.
And Tim Bearden, the head coach at Burton Atherton, says we got to take a timeout. You look there at Sue Fredrickson, 7th-year head coach of Elkton-Pigeon-Bay. This weekend, you can catch the Class B and A championship matches of the 1995 MHSAA Lower Peninsula Volleyball Tournament right here on Pass Sports. On Saturday at 6 p.m., immediately following the Class A boys basketball title game, we'll have the Class B finale between Lakewood and Stevensville Lakeshore. Then Sunday afternoon, 4:30, it's the Class A championship game. You and I will be doing this one. Portage Northern and Port Huron Northern, the Huskies and the Huskies. Join us again Saturday and Sunday as the best in high school championship sports coverage continues right here on Pass. Lakers serve, looking to tie things up.
Oh, nice dig. Michelle Bolda again. There's a little quicker than we were seeing.
We're all tied at 6. Both these teams very athletic, Tim. They get to virtually everything.
Angela Weidman, watch the job she does here. She stays home and reads her middle block. Back to live action now. I didn't get a chance to see it. And finally a kill for Tracy McCauley, who had a big semifinal match this morning.
Side out Burton Atherton. Tied at 6-6. Game 1 of this Class C state championship. Go in the middle to McCauley, looking for the big hit. Falls in.
No, it went out.
It did go out.
Line judge called it out. It was close though. Get another good look at it from our end zone camera here. Ball is set and Dew Stevens lets it fall. Boy, that was a close one. I don't know if I'd have taken that one.
7-6.
And Angela Weidman gets another kill on the Elkton-Pigeon-Bay side. And as we mentioned earlier, Mark, the score is only 7-6, and they've gone through the rotation a couple of times now. They're going to start running into substitution problems here on both sides.
Burton Atherton by 1. A big swing. That one's high and long. And we are knotted at 7. Elkton-Pigeon-Bay and Burton Atherton. Elkton-Pigeon-Bay on serve, tied at 7.
Illegal contact was called. That's a good call.
Looks to me like Burton Atherton thinks they've spotted something in the middle of the floor. They've tried that little dink 3-4 times now, right to the center.
I'll be very honest with you. It's beyond me to second guess anybody, who's coaching at this level or who's playing at this level. But I don't understand why they've gone away from their outside attack because it's been working so well for them. I would hit that outside attack until Elkton-Pigeon-Bay decides they're going to stop it. Now all of a sudden they're going to the middle a lot. There's another right side set. And that is not their strength, as you and I saw this morning.
Tip kill.
Betsy
to the center for the Lakers.
And she has to be very careful because she is so tall. Coming out of the back row, she can get called for a back row attack. She cannot be the last one to touch the ball as it goes over the net when it's entirely above the net. She was very close at the time, but she stayed down well. Another attack error for Burton Atherton.
Christy Stevens that time didn't get it across the tape, and it's 8-7. Elkton-Pigeon-Bay their first lead of the game. This one's been close all the way. Burton Atherton did get out 6-1 early on.
Oh, what a big roof by Angela Weidman. She read that absolutely perfectly and climbed up and dominated. Watch this one. Weidman sees it coming the whole way, travels outside, and just dominates the ball.
Well, this telecast is a copyrighted production of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and Pass Sports. No reproduction of the pictures or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and Pass Sports. 9-7 is your score. Elkton-Pigeon-Bay Lakers have stormed from a 6-1 deficit to take the lead.
Let's take another look at that block here. Thing you got to look for in a middle blocker. She needs to travel all the way outside the net. If we had our end zone shot, I could show you again. I'll correct you. That's the play before. That's the attack error by number 12, Christy Stevens. Thank you.
Yep. Lakers serve up by 2. Burton Atherton needs a rally. And that'll start it. Debbie Stevens hits it into the blockers. It gets to the floor before any of the Lakers can dig it out. And side out service back to Burton Atherton.
I think we need to make mention that Debbie, also known as Dew Stevens, is only a freshman. And how exciting this must be for her to be playing in Kalamazoo on the third weekend in March. For a freshman to be coming here and playing in front of this many people, it's just got to be so exciting for her.
Yep. Michelle Canada back in the ball game now will serve for Burton Atherton. Down by 2. And double hit, make it 9-8. We've only seen it once, but very quickly, Tim, for folks who are not familiar with all of the rules, a ball that goes up and gets into the baskets or the rigging or the lights, just play it, right?
Play everything as long as it's on your side. If it hits up there and goes over, or if it hits up there on your opponent's side of the net, then it's dead immediately.
Burton Atherton trying to tie this one up at 9. Boom! Christy Stevens.
I really believe Atherton has got to bring those sets down on the outside. The middle blockers from, if you notice, she's traveling outside. The middle blocker right here is going to travel all the way out here. She's all over that ball. She just gets up a hair late.
Too much time to react, in other words?
That's right. They need to bring the sets down just a tad. Oh, what a super dig.
Great dig by Michelle Canada, but Burton Atherton can't get it across the net. We're tied at 9. Burton Atherton, Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Very entertaining first game of this Class C state championship contest. And not a surprise to you and I, after watching the terrific semifinals, we thought these two teams would match up pretty well.
Yeah, we've seen a few tie scores today, haven't we, Mark?
Boy, and there again is Christy Stevens. That's the Christy Stevens we saw in the semifinals.
She has 4 kills. She also made those 2 attack errors in a row a few minutes ago, but she's come back strong and had 2 straight kills since then. But that's all right.
Now she'll serve.
I'd much rather lose hitting the ball into the wall than to free ball it and let them tear me apart. Give Fouch another kill. That's what you call a tool shot. Just went up there and used the blocker's hands, and ball fell to the floor. You don't have to hit it hard. The object is to make sure the other team can't hit it.
10-9 our score. Atherton up by 1. That one's wide. Make it 11-9, Burton Atherton.
I think this might be their best rotation right here. With Fouch on the left side. Got a net violation. Another point. With Christy Stevens serving and Fouch playing left side. Here's a replay right here. See if we can see what happened. I didn't see if it was a net violation or a center line violation. There she is. Yeah, she's all the way across the line right there. And you're allowed to be touching the line, but you can't go all the way across it with your foot. Any other part of your body touches, you're dead too.
The official ball of the 1995 MHSAA Lower Peninsula Volleyball Finals is provided by Mikasa. The MHSAA would like to thank Mikasa for its donation of the ball used at this year's quarterfinal, semifinal, and final matches. 12-9 is our score. Atherton out front of Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Got school names that don't even fit on our graphics.
I'm just glad they don't have a really long mascot.
That one up in the crowd. Service back to Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Both coaches, I think, have used their timeouts now. Substitutions.
Michelle Bolda
for the Lakers. Michelle Bolda
is going to come back in. She's going to set now that Betsy Drury's back up in the front row. Net violation. Drury piked her arms forward. Got caught for the net.
Side out and service back to Burton Atherton. Mark Crawford and Tim Berkey with you from Kalamazoo Central High School Class C State Championship Volleyball game. Glad you're with us. We are 12-9, Burton Atherton. And Burton Atherton serving.
Number 2, Susan Colley, 5'2", my kind of player, Mark.
Yeah.
Somebody I can look eye to eye with. Yeah, the ball was touched.
Side out back to Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. You know, Coach Tim Bearden for Atherton on the questionnaire that the state sends around was asked if his team had to overcome any physical obstacles, and probably just half joking said height. Didn't have a lot of it.
What is he talking about? I got it.
Almost.
I told you I'd set one yet this year. Makes it 10-12.
From this far away sitting down, can you get it to the net?
I couldn't get it to the net if I was standing at the net, Mark.
12-10, Burton Atherton gets in.
One more kill for Fouch. Gives her 8 for game number 1.
And service back to Burton Atherton. Substitutions back in again to set is Tiffany Beal, and she'll serve.
And we notice now we're on our 3rd substitution entries of the game, Mark. If this game goes on much further, we are going to be, running into some serious difficulties on both sides. They're going to have to make some real hard decisions.
That was Rochelle Roden you saw from Burton Atherton, kind of holding the leg and hurting a little bit. Another big hit.
And Drury, and that's her 8th kill of game number 1.
And as you said, if we just continue to trade side outs, there's going to come a point here where folks are just going to have to ride the lineup.
Nice thing about high school rules is we don't have the same restrictions that college rules apply to us, where they have 3 substitutions per player and 12 per team. Doesn't matter how many team subs you have in high school. Of course, the object being to get as many kids into the game as you can. Oh, that's a great play by Weidman. I just love that play, Mark. She goes up, she shows restraint. Instead of hitting the ball, she just blocks it straight back down at the setter's feet.
And you talked a little bit with me during the semifinals about that. The idea is go up vertical, stay even with the net, and as the ball touches your hands, you begin down.
That's right. That way you don't get called for any over-the-net violations. And Drury again.
We are deadlocked at 12. Well, this one is about 30 minutes old now, this first game. And we're all even at 12-12.
I'm just glad this match met up to our expectations after those semifinal matches this morning.
Yeah, I worried about whether these two teams would be so drained from the efforts they had in the semis that maybe they wouldn't be able to come out and play at this level, but it's been terrific. And service Fouch, back to Burton Atherton.
Fouch gets her 9th kill of the game and heads back to serve. That means Christy Stevens, will be up on the left-hand side now.
Well, they got McCauley and Stevens both up there,
and there's Drury with kill number 10.
And Drury right through McCauley and Stevens on the block.
Watch her now. She's going to get a big hole right there. There it goes, right off the inside arm of the middle blocker. Tracy McCauley.
Even at 12, Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport serving. And the Lakers lead 13-12.
Again, good restraint by Weidman. She wanted badly to reach over and block that ball, but if she does, she's going to be whistled for being over the net because the other team hadn't had a chance to complete their attack yet.
Huge point right here.
Oh, great dig. Casey McClellan on the other side of the net, only a sophomore.
And Burton Atherton gets it back. Boy, that was a big point. If Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport gets up 14-12, Burton Atherton's in some trouble.
Watch her put the ball down right on the line. Oh, you can't see it, but boy, oh boy, that was huge. Casey McClellan really impressed me this morning. Only a sophomore. Big sister Kelly playing up at Central Michigan, I believe. Another kill for Weidman.
Service is turned away. Side out back to Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. They lead 13-12. There it is again. Christy Stevens bangs it home and service back with Burton Atherton. I see that Betsy Drury's got what I would guess is her little sister up in the crowd over here waving a big sign that says, "Go Big Sister number 1." Michelle Canada back in. You see the score. Michelle Canada on service, her team down 1. And it's side out. Back to Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Not sure if the blocker made contact or if that was a service error.
She called it a net service. I saw the referee's hand reach up and touch the net. That's tough to tell.
First one we've seen?
I think second. That is really tough to tell when a blocker goes up there and extends over the net like that on a serve. What happened first. Didn't matter because the ball fell to the floor at least.
Sure. And Burton Atherton hanging in.
It's exactly what we saw this morning, Mark. Even when one team looked like it was ready to die, just to fold up the tent, they just hung in there and kept coming back.
Christy Stevens, the junior, serving for Burton Atherton.
They got away with a back row there. Betsy Drury is back row, and she was the last player to touch the ball coming across the net. The ruling may have been that the ball was touched by the blocker, and she wasn't making an attempt. If that was true, then it's okay.
Ashley Fouch, another kill, and we are tied at 13.
And that's kill number 10. That's amazing. To have 10 kills for one game in a match against a team of that caliber, that's an astonishing number, Mark Crawford.
Burton Atherton on service, trying to get to game point. Not gonna do it.
Again, the ball was cut. Number 7, Rochelle Roden made a great hit, but she just cut it a little bit with her hand, and it just sliced out of bounds. And I hate to say that word slice in springtime, but...
Yeah. Kristen Dahm will serve for Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Yeah, we got a little stoppage here. Somebody...
misplaced a contact.
Yeah, looks like it.
Casey
You're
McClellan.
Right. Casey McClellan. Dahm will serve, tied at 13.
Great pass by Christy Stevens to start that playoff.
Oh, side out. As you talk about restraint, Ashley Fouch right there had to pull the hands back.
She was all over the line, though. I love seeing that. I love seeing a kid get her foot on that line so she can make a decision instead of hoping the ball out. She knows that ball's going out.
Going to help the official a little bit too, huh?
Boom! Betsy Drury again. Now that's where she's most dangerous, Mark. Coming down from the left side, there are not many right side blockers that are going to take care of her.
And the Go Big Sister sign comes out again from Betsy Drury's fan club.
And I see Casey McClellan still having trouble with that contact, but it looks like she's okay now.
13-13, game 1 of this Class C state championship match. Been very entertaining. Hope you're enjoying it here on Pass. Well-matched couple of ball clubs. Into the net. Point, Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport, and the first opportunity for game belongs to the Lakers.
And Julie Esch will serve for it. This is where you can tell how much heart a team has. If they come up and they still swing hard. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Look at that. I love it.
Back row.
Game point against them.
Christy Stevens.
Game point against them. They go back row, and Christy Stevens puts a number on it.
Service back to to Burton Atherton, I'm sorry. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport 14, Burton Atherton 13.
Now you see, number 9 comes out of the mat, and I believe she's done, Michelle Canada. And normally Tiffany Beal would come in there, but now 11, Jenny Canada is in there, so she's probably going to be the setter.
Hey! Oh, big error.
Yes.
Communication error for Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport, and we're tied at 14.
This is our version of overtime in volleyball, Mark. At 14-14, each team is allowed 1 extra timeout. So instead of the normal 2, you would have a 3rd timeout. It's about as close as we get to an overtime.
Jenny Canada serving for Burton Atherton. Atherton now with a game point.
And they will use that 3rd timeout at this point. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport will.
Well, our special thanks go out during today's broadcast to the people behind the scenes who make it all possible. We would especially like to thank Kalamazoo Central Athletic Director Blake Hagman and his entire staff, who've done an excellent job organizing this year's finals, and all their assistants who have put in long hours to make it all possible. Blake's a great host, and Kalamazoo has been a terrific site for these MHSAA finals.
Let's take a look at that last play, Mark. Again, Fouch coming in off the left-hand side. She's just going to do whatever it has to take. Watch this big open hole in the middle of the floor right there. Doesn't go straight down, but it gets the job done. Got to give her another kill for that.
Game point, Burton Atherton. Oh, good save.
Could be the ball game. Free ball. Here comes Fouch. Gonna do it.
Game 1 belongs to Burton Atherton. 16-14. Burton Atherton 16, Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport 14. One of your network sponsors is True Value Hardware. We are back at Zootama Gymnasium, Kalamazoo Central. You see the score, Game 1 of our Class C State Championship. Burton Atherton takes Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport 16-14. We play best of 3.
And boy, what a tremendous game by both sides. I mean, very exciting. Took at least 40 minutes for the first game. And that's really been an unusual circumstance here at the state finals. It seems like every year one team comes out a little flat and it's over in 32 minutes.
There's Tim Bearden, the second-year head coach at Burton Atherton, also coaches at Mott Community College, exhorting his club on. Now, the first few minutes of this next game are important, right? We've been talking all day in this broadcast about the emotional nature of their semifinal contests earlier today. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport doesn't want to fall behind early.
I agree, Mark. I don't know that it's real important that they jump out to a big lead, because I don't think a big lead is all that beneficial. This game is going to take too long for... it's going to be not going to be one swing one way or the other. But you're right, they can't fall behind early. If they're down one game 16-14 and then they're down like 0-5 right away, it could be lights out, and they don't want that to happen. They've got to just keep playing their volleyball. And they are a quality volleyball team, as we've seen.
Again, both these teams came from behind to win their semifinals. Both teams lost first game in their semifinal, came back to win. Atherton will serve. Susan Colley, the 5'2 senior, will get it started for the Genesee 8 champs, the Wolverines. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport has won 7 straight Thumb C conference titles. 2 pretty good programs. Well, the first clean opportunity of game number 2 belongs to Betsy Drury, and she makes the most of it.
And the part I appreciate about that play there, Mark, was number 12, Michelle Bolda, the setter, staying home, playing defense, and passing the ball up to the net, trusting her right side opposite player, Julie Esch, to step in and set the ball. And Julie Esch did a fabulous job getting the ball outside into her big hitter's hands.
Bolda will serve now for the Lakers. Nice dig by Nicole Kohler, and it pays off. First on the board here in the second game, the Lakers.
And watch Betsy Drury get just a little bit of this one. Hello.
Great job of camera work by our crew from TCI Cable of Oakland County. Going to be deep. 2-0 is your score. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport 2, Burton Atherton 0.
I think Fouch tried to do just a little bit too much with that one. The set was just a tad low. And she tried to put a little bit too much on it.
Oh, great service.
Michelle Bolda. Well, like I said, it's not important that they jump out real quick, Mark. So what do? They come out 3-0. We'll see if it helps them. It sure can't hurt, can it?
Boy, Bolda went the same spot twice in a row with that little top spin service just across the net.
Boy, look at the big hole that she had to hit through. Plus, she's going against... Right out here, she's going to be going against a very short right side player. And actually, the right side player didn't even jump up in the air. She is one-on-one out there and was able to take it to Burton Atherton.
And Burton Atherton needs a timeout. They trail 4-0. Videotapes of the title games of the 1995 MHSAA Lower Peninsula Volleyball Finals are available for purchase through Advanced Video Service. Each game will be available in VHS format at a cost of $22.95, which includes all taxes and handling charges. In ordering, be sure to indicate the sport and class of game desired. Orders may be directed to Advanced Video Service, 5547 Columbiaville Road, Columbiaville, Michigan, 48421. Checks should be made payable to Advanced Video Service, and please allow 2 to 4 weeks for delivery. 4-0, Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport
And Ashley Fouch finally gets a side out. You remember, Mark, back in game 1, I told you that there was one rotation, the very first rotation, where Coach Bearden allowed Tiffany Beal to be in the front row. That's the first rotation of the game, and that's the one they were in right there. That's where they got hurt a little bit.
And now Tiffany Beal will serve. And first points of game 2 for Burton Atherton. 4-1 is your score.
And that's not to take anything away from Tiffany Beal, but at 5'4", that's asking an awful lot of her to go up against Betsy Drury.
Good service by Tiffany Beal. And 4-2 is our score. Your Class D state championship already settled. St. Philip defeated Maple City Glen Lake 15-9, 15-1. This is the C championship. Burton Atherton and Elkton-Pigeon-Bay.
Ball was attacked outside the antenna that time. That's what caused that play to stop, Mark. I noticed the passing is starting to break down a little bit right now for Elkton-Pigeon-Bay, and they're pulling the setter way across the net, and she's having trouble getting the ball out there to Drury without pushing her outside the antenna. That's an over-the-net call. That's exactly what we talked about in game 1. If we can get a replay of this, you'll see the ball does not cross into the plane. Watch it right here. The ball must cross that plane right there, and she reaches across and touches it. She's dead. She's got to allow Elkton-Pigeon-Bay the opportunity to complete their attack. And she's going to call the same thing on the other side now. Turnabout's fair play. And Betsy Drury rolls her eyes and says, I can't believe that. Watch it right here. She catches the ball on the other side of the net. Good call, Miss Referee. Absolutely.
4-3 is your score. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport up by 1, but Burton Atherton serving.
So this time they say, let's pass the ball off the net about 10 feet, so we don't have to worry about that anymore.
And Betsy Drury the kill for Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport.
You know, it's very rare that I have to call that call at all. I mean, that's a call you might make once out of every 3 or 4 matches. To see it on back-to-back plays on opposite teams, that's incredibly rare, Mark.
Jody Herbert on service for Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport up by 1, now up by 2. 5-3 is your score. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Game 1 went to Burton Atherton 16-14, a very entertaining game 1. The scoring coming a little quicker here in game 2.
They were hollering at her to let the ball go. It was out, and I think she made the right play. I don't think that was going to go out.
Outside to Betsy Drury. Good dig that time by Burton Atherton.
Coach Tim Bearden on the other side is asking for a back row attack, but she was clearly below the level of the net. I mean, the ball has to be entirely above the net. And I agree that, you know, she pushed the ball out of her hands and it hit the white tape. It couldn't have been above the level of the net.
And side out, Burton Atherton gets it back, trailing 6-3.
That's a play where the block on Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport side is so big with Weidman and Drury up there. I honestly don't believe that the back row ever saw the ball just rolled over. They didn't have a chance to respond to it.
Kelly Sasick has checked in for Burton Atherton.
If we can
Betsy
get a shot,
Drury pounds
of
it down.
that from the end zone, Mark. Boy, does she have a big hole to drive that ball through. And again, you put Drury one-on-one or with a big hole like that, she can drive a truck through it. My goodness gracious. Watch right here. A big hole's going to open up in the block right there. We can't clear our color street. There we go. And sure enough, you can see the blockers were 5 feet apart by the time she hit the ball. Oh, great pancake by Weidman. The referee realized she made a mistake. She had made an inadvertent whistle. So she's going to direct a replay, and that's the right thing to do. She was fooled by it. Weidman made a great pancake right here. You'll see her if we can get the replay to go to the other side. Now, they've already blown the whistle at this point. Weidman put her hand right on the floor, what we call a pancake maneuver, put the ball up, and a good job by the referee. She made a mistake. She realized it. She said, we're going to replay this point.
And the Lakers make good on service 7-3. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport out front of Burton Atherton. Service error back to Burton Atherton. I've been working broadcasts here of the volleyball finals for, I think, 4 or 5 years now, Tim, and have not seen, I don't think, anything go 3 games yet, which this might, but whether it goes 3 games or not, I'm not sure I've seen 2 clubs this evenly matched in all the games I've done.
I agree. I've been doing the Class B and D for the last 3 years, and they've been entertaining, but they've been pretty much one-sided contests. Of course, when you have St. Philip year after year, that's a real hazard. Almost had another over the net there.
Boy, did Dom get a big swing into that one.
That's what we call a backslide. Watch her take off on 1 foot right along this line right here. And again, the middle blocker right there. She's late coming out. Of course, that's caused by a good set. A good set will fool that middle blocker, and it did.
7-3, Lakers.
Ball was touched.
Blocker did touch it. Burton Atherton on the side out has service back. And it'll be Christy Stevens, the 5'7" junior outside hitter, who will serve for the Wolverines.
Now Drury had to be very careful because she was back row. Kind of swallowed that ball. Her hands are so big and strong, she's got to be careful with that. She's got to snap it up a little quicker than that. Watch the ball just settle down into her hands here when it comes back over the net. Now there was the play where she had to stay below the level of the net, and here she gets it back and brings it down to her nose.
Back to live action.
What a great shot by Fouch just to keep the ball in play. There's Angela Weidman again, though.
Elkton-Pigeon-Bay with the side out. Has it back leading 7-4.
I think that's a sign of how good of an athlete, how good an athlete is, Mark, is when the set is great, anybody can hit it, okay? When the set is outside the antenna by 10 feet, can they bring that ball back into play and give your team another chance? I think Miss Fouch just showed us there. Juliet.
8-4, Elkton-Pigeon-Bay. Nicole Kohler serving for the Lakers.
Oh, little miscommunication there.
Side out, and Burton Atherton will serve again.
Kristen Dom was there. She read tip all the way. She was in perfect position. And at the last moment, I think she heard footsteps of her teammate and just backed off. Unfortunately, the teammate backed off too.
Susan Colley, as you see, checks in and will serve. Didn't talk to anyone before the match, but my recollection is that Burton Atherton was not the Wolverines the last time I saw them here. I have a feeling they have changed nicknames.
I wish I could help you on that one, Mark.
In the Laker lineup, number 12,
I doubt seriously it was done after the NCAA basketball tournament this year.
8-4 is your score. We'll let that go without comment.
Maybe I should have too, so I don't get too much hate mail. Got it.
Oh, it's in.
Yes.
Well, there isn't any other school in Michigan that can give you a hard time.
Well, actually, my alma mater, Godwin Heights in Wyoming, was the Fighting Wolverines. Maybe they can say that. Or I could say that. Of course, they're not playing in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. We're trading side outs here. Burton Atherton will be back on service, trailing 8-4. Tiffany Beal has checked in and will serve. Well, I'll tell you, you give Betsy Drury a running start like that, and she's going to crank it. But the good dig by Burton Atherton, they sent it back over, and Burton Atherton scores the point. 8-5, they're within 3.
You know, I think it's important to mention, Mark, the block did not get all over that one, but the block touched the ball. As a coach, I always instruct my players, your job is not to dominate people. Your job is to touch the ball. Betsy Drury kind of mishits one, and it falls to the floor, but hey, whatever it takes. As I was saying, if the block can touch the ball, good things will happen. the ball will either deflect up in the air, making it an easier pass, or the ball will fall down to the floor for a block kill. Just touch the ball.
8-5 Lakers. They're on service. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport on the left of your screen. Burton Atherton on the right. Oh, great save and bumped over.
Out of the back row comes Nicole Kolar. Nice point, guys. Oh, nice dig, Tiffany Beal. Oh!
And finally going to belong to Burton Atherton. Great rally.
I tell you what, I would not want to be on the stats crew trying to keep track of all the digs in that one.
Well, Bill Brandel's here doing some stats for us. I'm not sure he's keeping digs.
It would be awful hard to do on that one. You see Fouts get another kill. Just a little roll shot again. Didn't have to hit it her hardest.
Betsy Drury, instead of going up and pounding it down, saw the block in front of her and just chipped it left to the open space on the floor.
And actually,
she said, don't always have to hit it hard.
Technically, she went the wrong way with it. You like to go in the direction of the outside blocker that's assisting in the block, which would have been the right side. But she saw a hole there. She must have read something, because not a player even got a finger on it.
You see our score. We're in game 2. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport serving and up 8-5. Very many quick sets in this game.
I think it's because the middles on both sides are so strong. I think they really want to set it outside and take their chances with the outside blockers, Mark.
That one's deep. Side out, and service belongs to Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport.
If you look at the middles on both sides, I don't think you really want to set.
Got a whistle.
Yeah, we have a problem with the scorers table over there. Seeing a direct replay on that, and I think they've got it straightened out now. They say the correct score should be 9-5 on the scoreboard. Another block by McClellan and Weidman. She has been a force defensively in this match.
And Burton Atherton down 10-5 needs a timeout. Coming up Saturday on Pass, we'll have live coverage of the 1995 MHSAA Boys Basketball Finals from the Breslin Center in East Lansing. We'll start with the Class DC doubleheader at 10 a.m., followed by the Class A Championship at 4 p.m., and the primetime battle for the Class B title that evening at 7:30 p.m. The finals will be shown on Pass Basic on participating cable systems. Fans interested in purchasing tickets for the semifinals or finals can call the Breslin Center ticket office, 517-432-5000. Always a great weekend of action at the Breslin Center.
What a great show that is, and what a beautiful place to put it on at the Breslin Center. Anybody who's not visited there yet since they built it, you owe it to yourself. Get over to East Lansing next weekend or this weekend and just see the facility itself. You'll be amazed by how beautiful it is and what a great place to watch a basketball game from.
Lakers serving. They're up 10-5 game 2. They lost game 1 16-14. So if Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport could win this second game, we'll have a third and deciding game for the Class C title. 11-5 now.
Now guess who's blocking again in the middle? Miss Weidman starting to assert herself. And I tell you what, they're going to have to settle a little quicker outside or start running some of their back stuff. They're going to have to run some backslides, something.
That one's deep. And service back to Burton Atherton.
Kelly Sasek checks back in for Atherton.
You know, having watched volleyball here all weekend with you, I'm not sure what is more draining for these players. I don't know if it's more physically draining or more emotionally draining, because volleyball is such a game of ebbs and flows, that emotionally you're up and you're down and you're up and you're down over and over again. And that may be more difficult than the physical wear and tear.
You know what? I think it's more difficult for us. I think it's more difficult for the coaches, for the fans. When you're out there playing, you can at least do something about it. But when you just have to sit and watch and bite your nails, I think that really takes its toll.
Well, we have some players who can hit in this game, don't we?
You got to appreciate the passing, though. I mean, if the passing's not there, the hitting, you just can't hit that strong. You can't swing that hard because the sets won't be there. Your poor little setters are going to be running all over the floor like chickens. And we've had some fabulous passing. Passing off a serve receive, passing off of, attacks, the transition game to turn it into instant offense. Been very impressed, both sides.
Michelle Canada will serve for Burton Atherton. Down 11-5, gets the ace. 11-6. And Michelle Canada's done this a couple of times now. Has come in and run off a few points. And Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport having trouble with her service. There is a variation for folks at home, Tim. There is a variation in the way folks serve. People play little games with folks. Got topspin serves. You can go short and long and move the ball around a little bit. Going to be deep.
Ball is that just outside the corner. I thought she caught it, but we're sitting 60 feet away. It's easy for me to say.
3-point game, 11-8. And now it's Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport's turn to call a timeout. Sue Fredrickson, their head coach, says we need to talk things over, as Burton Atherton, making a little bit of a run, has scored 3 straight on the service of Michelle Canada. There's a look at some of what is a great crowd here at Kalamazoo Central. Volleyball crowds are so noisy and such good sports.
Let's take a look at that last play. You watch Fredrickson come in the middle here. She's going to try and hit the corner right back over here. And as we roll the tape here she comes. And she really didn't quite catch it. It was back over her head, but she just got enough topspin on it, and boy, that's a great call. That is outside the line by about an inch, but the call was instant. You see the line judge down there in the corner? No hesitation. And as a line judge, that's what you have to do. You have to sell your call right away, and she did.
And the service of Michelle Canada continues to plague Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport.
Well, they made a cardinal sin right there is to not pass the ball from your feet. You always pass the ball from your feet. As soon as you give up your base of passing, you're toast. And that's what she did. She fell to her knee pads, and then she wanted to change direction, and it was too late then.
The kill belongs to Christy Stevens, and just like that, we've got a 1-point game. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport 11, Burton Atherton 10.
Actually, Weidman did a great job. She traveled outside. There was only probably about an 18-inch hole, 12-inch hole between them, but it was hit. Drury again had to stay down on her feet because she's back row.
And that time Stevens left it in the net. Service back to Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Game 1 went about 40 minutes, and this one now into about 25 minutes. 2 very competitive games as we fight for the Class C state championship.
And that's the play right there, Mark, I was talking about. I'd like to see that player stay or jump up and just simply block the ball down. There's too much bad that can happen when you go up and take a swing at a ball coming back at you like that. 4 things can happen, 3 of them are bad.
Starting to sound like Woody Hayes now.
As long as you don't call me Bo, I'm happy.
12-10 Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. They're on service.
Oh, look at that!
Got it over.
From her knees!
They'll get the point.
From her knees!
13-10. Burton Atherton stunned it, came over, couldn't respond.
Watch Drury, she goes down. They get the deck right there, and nobody passes the ball. And then the next serve just tails long. Oh boy, you got to hit that first serve after a great play like that.
Service belongs to Burton Atherton. Christy Stevens. Her club down 13-10.
Drury having a little problem getting through her right side player to get over there to set that ball. Oh, nice dig, McClellan. Get another block to Weidman.
Side out, Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport serving 13-10. The substitutions continue. Well, this has been such an athletic contest.
I really like what I've seen out of number 4, Angela Weidman. I just think she's just played so tremendously well, both this morning and this afternoon. Great restraint. Only a junior, as most of Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport is.
I was going to say, only 2 seniors on that
Oh,
entire
what a smart shot by Dom.
And Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport will serve for game 2. 14-10, the Lakers up front.
Again, she went up, saw both blockers come with her, and I think they might have picked up on something that Burton Atherton over-rotates on a ball set to the outside, so she just put it back where the right front should have been. Nice float serve, a lot of movement on it. There's Dom again picking up the tip. She's covered that tip so well this game. Oh, out of the back door, doesn't go.
Burton Atherton turns away the first game point.
I tell you what, I just gained so much respect for these kids. They're not scared to hit the ball in any situation. Both sides of the net, Mark. Both teams have impressed me so much. They just go up there and swing, swing, swing. And when they need to take a little speed off, they do, but they don't free ball it over. And I love watching volleyball like that.
Susan Colley serving for Burton Atherton.
How we get a free ball? I had to jinx her, didn't I?
And the kill belongs to Ashley Fouch. 14-11. First game went to Burton Atherton, 16-14. It's in, 14-12. We heading into volleyball OT land again.
We're heading into TO land again right now, Mark. Timeout, Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. I think Sue Fredrickson wants to put a halt to this right now.
Yeah, I'm sure the last thing she wants to do is see this get any closer. She had 1 game point. She wants service back, and she wants to play 1 game for the Class C state title right now.
That's right. And that's why it was so important at 13-10. You win a big point, and what do? You go knock the next serve out of one. You must hit serves in this situation, and you must trust your defense and their ability to pick the ball up. You can't get greedy and try and score points from your serves.
There come the Lakers.
But if I will,
lead 14-12.
Excuse me, Mark. If I will say something in her defense, when she hit the serve out, at least she did hit it long. You know, as a coach, I can live with that. She was trying aggressively to pick out a target over there and hit it. She didn't hit the ball into the net, or she didn't cut it and hit it wide. If you're going to miss a serve, that's the best of the 3 options.
Susan Colley serving for Burton Atherton.
Oh, nice dig. Can't get a number. It's Kohler. I'll tell you what that play was caused by there, Mark. Number 10, Tracy McCauley, went to the middle, froze the middle blocker for just a second, and she delayed getting outside. Sarah Krebs had trouble recovering from that fake and just caught her right hand. Had she been able to travel outside, she'd have eaten up that one.
Burton Atherton looking to tie this thing up at 14.
You got 3 hitters all in the same place. Out of the back row again.
Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport again, game point.
And you look at all the kids whose names we've called, and here's Nicole Kohler. Called her for defense, we haven't called her for offense, and here she comes out of the back row with a huge back row kill.
Michelle Bolda, you see, coming in. She will serve, trying to win game 2 for the Lakers. Gets it in the net. Got it a little low on her hand. Looked like she caught it someplace down in the palm, Tim.
Turned it right over.
And Burton Atherton, side out, gets it back and will serve. And back in the ball game comes Tiffany Beal.
Now this should be Bayport's strong lineup here. We have Drury back up in the front row where she can do some damage. But you got to put your serves in play. That's obvious.
We saw Debbie Stevens just came in for Atherton as well.
There we go. Oh, what a great set and what a great hit.
Well, when you need service back, who do you go to? Betsy Drury if you're the Lakers.
Her 8th kill of the game, her 19th kill of the match.
Wow. Julie Esch will serve. 3rd game point for Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. They won't get it again.
Tracy McCauley.
Burton Atherton has fought off 3 game points by Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Both teams had game points in our first game before Burton Atherton won 16-14. And they tied it up at 14-14.
Could we ask for anything more out of a match, Mark? Whether this goes 3 or not. How fabulous for these fans here.
Lakers go right to the middle to Betsy Drury.
Now she switches outside. We'll see if they just throw it outside to the left. Yeah, they sure do.
Pays off.
Kill number 20. And I tell you what, some people don't like that. Well, you got to set everybody. I tell you, you got a player that's on fire like that. You keep feeding her the ball until her arm falls off, Mark.
Lakers send Angela Weidman back in, who's had such a fine game.
Now this
serving
is
14-14.
In my opinion, this is their strongest front row with Drury, McClellan, and Weidman. We'll see what they can do here.
Good block.
And again, she just touched the ball.
Oh, what a dink. Betsy Drury, who's been pounding them all day long, had 2 blockers in front of them and just tapped it over their hands.
It's kind of like Nolan Ryan. You face him, you're expecting that 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and you swing, and here comes the curveball, and you're already followed through with your swing, and the ball hasn't reached home plate yet. Kind of unfair.
Burton Atherton takes the timeout. It is 15-14. Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport, 4th game point for the Lakers. If they get it, we will play 1 game for the Class C state championship. We'll have split the first 2. In fact, we'll have split them 16-14 both ways.
You got to believe these coaches are being paid by the hour or by by the game or something, the way they're putting in their time today. It's been absolutely astonishing.
Boy, looking around us, Tim, I don't think there is another seat available in this place.
Well, I see at least 50 people just crammed in on the floor behind us here. It is full. It's nice to see this house rocking for volleyball.
Yep. Great crowd and a terrific Class C state championship match.
Good dig. Oh, no.
And side out, Burton Atherton survives again.
McClellan had the right idea. She wanted to go outside, but what she didn't realize was that her outside hitter, Betsy Drury, was on the floor having just made the dig. There was nobody there to receive that pass. She really did make a great play in keeping the ball alive. Had she tried to pass it with her hands, I'm sure she'd have gotten called for illegal.
Tracy McCauley will serve for Burton Atherton.
Nice dig, Tracy McCauley.
And Burton Atherton knocks it up at 15.
Christy Stevens again on the left side finds that open spot.
Well, the old saying is offense wins games, defense wins championships, and that point belonged to Tracy McCauley's dig.
Yep. It used to be in the old days we'd take the big kids out, the middle hitters out when they got to the back row. Now we're realizing that they take up so much room in that middle back position. It's wonderful to let them play defense. McCauley just did. Oh, no. Little miscommunication there.
Good recovery.
Yes.
There's that quick set that we haven't seen much of. Still alive. Boy, the fans have been treated to a great one here, haven't they?
And another kill by Drury.
Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport has service back, tied at 15.
And now Drury comes into the back row.
What, does she look tired or
yes,
what?
Yes, she does.
Oh. Into the game, you see Kristen Dahm.
And I tell you what, you're going to see a lot of weight fall on Miss Weidman's shoulders right here. She's really got to pick up the slack when Drury goes to the back.
Side out. Atherton to serve.
You know, you wonder if you might, oh, correction, I was going to say you might start setting Drury out of the back row, but I forgot she becomes their setter when she goes to the back row.
Oh, and here's Michelle Canada, whose service has been so difficult for Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport to handle. And they continue to have trouble with it, and it's game and match point, Burton Atherton. 16-15.
Timeout.
You see the Wolverine fans rocking in the stands. Back at Zudema Gymnasium, Kalamazoo Central High School. 16-15, Burton Atherton serving for the Class C state championship.
We talked about those serving games. She just hit the last serve all the way to the end line. Let's see if she goes short and tries to fool them. No, she goes right back to the end line.
Oh, and the dink. Pays off. Service back to Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Both games, both teams have had game points.
You cannot ask for any more than that.
McClellan serving for Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport, and they've tied it up at 16.
My goodness, you think we're in for another 22-20?
I don't know.
My heart can't take that. I don't know about these fans that really care about which team wins.
Be deep, 17-16, Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. We have played an hour and 20 minutes, and we may still have a game to go.
If Casey McClellan can get this serve in, I think we've got a real good chance at it. She's the sophomore going back there and hit the last two good serves, and she hits a third one right to the end line, forcing them to make a decision. There's Dahm all over that tip.
It's deep. Oh, is that close? Burton Atherton escapes by inches, has service back.
Good shot of Coach Tim Bearden there. Calm as ever on the bench. I'm sure his insides are tearing up.
Christy Stevens to serve for Burton Atherton, down 17-16. Tied at 17.
Now that's the play I'm talking about right there. I think it was Fouch.
Yep.
And again, she showed the restraint. A lot of kids like to go up there and hit that ball. Just touch the ball down, straight down. Not very many kids are going to pick that ball back up. Almost a carbon copy of the last play.
Boy, great blocking at the net, Dahm and Weidman.
Nice backslide attempt by Dahm.
Another great point. And from the back line, Christy Stevens couldn't get it over. Service back to Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport.
Number 9 for the Lakers is
Now there goes Weidman out of the game, and here comes Dean Jaworski in to serve. This by far is their shortest front line for Bayport.
And service catches the net, an error. And Burton Atherton has it back at 17.
If they can get out of this rotation, I think Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport has to feel quite a bit better. At least they'll get one of their two big kids back in the front row.
Good save.
And the ball is mishandled. We got another match point.
Burton Atherton's second opportunity at the Class C state championship. Had a match point a moment ago. Sasek serving for the state championship. Not yet.
Oh, what a dig by McClellan. Got a lot of belief in that kid. A sophomore comes in here and does that job.
Doesn't get over it. Burton Atherton, your Class C state champions. Boy, you got a feel for Elkton-Pigeon-Bayport. Burton Atherton 16-14, 19-17. Your Class C state champions, Burton Atherton. For Tim Berkey, I'm Mark Crawford. See you down the road.